Okay, so those are gonna be our guidelines always. Then what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a skirt variation, meaning we did 2 darts last time. We're gonna try to do a variation on those 2 darts. We're gonna do 1 dart, a pleat, or sharing. You can choose whatever you want, as long as you use at least 2 different ones. So same thing, we're gonna line up the hip. Here you go, lined up. Now any excess fabric like here, we're just gonna pin it to the back, lightly. Don't use, like, I get that you guys wanna use like a lot of pins, but for now it's lightly. So then what we're gonna do is, you see this much excess here? You're gonna take this section, and I'm gonna do it so you guys can see it. And you're gonna take the, you hold it, but you're not pulling it. You hold the fabric, and then with your other hand, you're gonna make it so it goes up. Your grain should follow the side seam straight. There's no angling. Okay, and then that's when you start putting a pin on your waist and your side seam connection. We all know this part. Okay, we're gonna do this again. We have all this excess, right? What we're gonna do, I'm gonna do a combination of a dart in the front. So in other words, I'm gonna choose where the dart falls. It's up to you. You can use the princess seam as a guide, or you can use wherever you wanna do it. Meaning, if you wanna have it closer to the side seam, that's fine. I do not accept any darts beyond the princess seam. Why? Because it makes everyone look really wide. It is not flattering. You need to think about these things. All right, so we're gonna do this. So for me, I'm just gonna put a dart right here, and for me, I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did last time. Now, I noticed there's certain pulls. You notice like there's certain bubblings on the fabric? When that happens, because we're using a much deeper dart, we're gonna slash into the fabric. Don't worry, just a little bit, don't go nuts. No more than, like, you should not be slashing beyond whatever waistline you're using, top or bottom. You notice how much smoother that looks already? Okay, so there you go, that's my 1 dart. And I'm actually doing it about 1.25 inches from princess seam, because I didn't feel like following the princess seam this time around. Okay, now, and I'm just gonna mark the bottom of the tape, the waist and the tape, this part just lightly on top of the side seam. And next thing with the darts is always, I use the bottom of the waistband, and then we just go and make those little knots. Okay. Okay, so that's done. Now, for those who want to do a different thing, I will accept a pleat. What's a pleat? Does anyone know what's a pleat? Yeah, you fold it over evenly, right? You can either stitch it or pin it. So, meaning, if I want to change this into a pleat, that's when I do this. That's why I was telling you guys not to pin it exactly. You see how down that is? Remember that I was telling you not to do that? Because that's usually for pleats. Just because you can take it and you can put it like this. That's not an inverted pleat, that's a box pleat. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can make whatever pleat you want. You can put a knife pleat. And there's a little demo here. Not this big, but you notice like it's more of a knife pleat. Meaning I can take this excess, right? I already have it already. I don't have to make it into dart. I can just do it this way. And it's a pleat. Done. A pleat is not gonna be sewn like a dart all the way down. You just let it loose. So what I'm telling you guys, you can do a pleat, 1 dart, not 2, because we already did 2 darts, or share into it. I will do sharing for the back, so you guys can see what I mean by sharing. Okay, so right now I have those on, right? So I think I'm just gonna keep it one dart. I'm gonna take it out. And the steps are a little faster right now because we have done this already. I have tortured you a little bit with this. So, oh, shoot. If you did the same mistake that I just did, I forgot to actually do my waistband, the bottom of my tape. So what you do is you're gonna, once again, make sure this is back. Make sure like everything's again. And before you take it out, make sure to do the bottom of your waistband. That's why I also make sure, that's why I always tell you to mark the sizing with the waist. So this is how we do this. There you go, we're good. Now we take it out. We're doing this a little differently because usually what you do with this is, and we're gonna add seam allowance. So how do we do this? So you guys remember how we did the dart? We first folded the edge where we, right? We pinned it and we're gonna true it. So from the center front, we're only gonna go 1/4 of an inch out. And that's always gonna stay straight. You're gonna take your hip curve or your French curve depending on the size that you're using. Smaller sizes usually are much better with French curves. I'm using a size 8. Hip curve should be fine for me. So then you match to your best, like you match to the same, not same, but almost about the same curve from your ruler. Same thing here. I'm gonna do the hip right now too. I'm gonna try my best to match it. And it's always like a slight curve. You only use the top of the hip curve when you're doing really much bigger sizes like 10 and up. Okay, just because like no one's really this stream unless it's like Kim K like 2 years ago. Yeah. So yes. So then what you're gonna do, we're gonna add, I almost forgot, we're gonna add the seam allowance, 1/2 inch. And why am I doing this right now? Because usually getting rid of that excess will help you better see where your points are at when we drape the back. And I'm just gonna do the front right now, and then everyone's gonna do the front, and then we're gonna do the back together. So I just want you to see it. Same thing, we're gonna cut it. Like I said, you can decide to do a pleat if you want to. Or pleats. It doesn't matter what you decide to do. I just need it to be more than just, I don't want 2 darts. Oh my God, oh my goodness, the scissors could see better. Could see better days. All right. Same thing. I open up my other dart. Since I'm taking 1 dart in, I can go a little bit longer. I'm gonna make it 3 3/4. Okay? It's up to you what you're gonna do with it. Same thing that I show you guys. First, we figured out what's the middle of my dart. I'm not doing math. I just take my tape and I just fold it. Ta-da. That's my middle. And then what we're gonna do, we square out with our hip line and go straight. Then, and this is what I've noticed a lot of everyone made a mistake on. Sorry, I wasn't super clear. You measure the length of your dart from the waistline, which is this one, not from the seam allowance, the waistline. And that's when you measure. I'm gonna measure 3 3/4. And then I didn't really add ease into it because it's not, I feel like 1 dart should be fine. I also did not pull on the drape so much. So then we're gonna fold it, same thing that we discussed before. We're only gonna pick up 1/8 of an inch. We have done this last week and a little bit today. And usually it's edge to edge, nothing more. It needs to go to nothing at the end of the length, at the end of the dart. You're not creating more bulk and you're not creating another pleat. I mean, at the end, or she's not gonna fit. She's not gonna fit, okay? Every dart seam allowance always faces the back. So I almost forgot, almost put center front here and my initials. And you can see it already. Everything's perpendicular, everything's matching, everything's straight. This is what it's supposed to be. Now, for the people that want to, give me a sec, guys. Okay, so this is the demo for anyone else that wants to do, there you go, that wants to do not a dart, but a pleat. It's the same thing you're basically doing, right? The only difference is that when you go, you pin it close, and you tell me how much you wanna, when do you want to release? Meaning, have you ever noticed that a pleat never like, it's an open knife pleat? You can just leave it here, but this doesn't look so flattering, especially as a skirt. So what I usually will do is you need to indicate how much of a pleat is gonna stitch. So right now, I will say 1/2 inch. I mean, that's an inch. But you see that? You need to indicate exactly where you want it to end. And that's it, and you just let it release. You can also stitch it in the machine if you want to make it look prettier. It actually gives you a better release. It's neater. It's up to you, okay? The back, I'll do a sharing demo. How to share it and what we're gonna do with the excess, okay? So far it's up to you. You choose your journey.